Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, this evening with another big one. It's like this week we're saying goodbye. We're saying lots of goodbyes this week. We had the OTH group that have dissolved earlier in the week, and they've gone to pastures newer that we will see in the future. And again, we're here with the Tyre Shredders Racing for the Academy, Hoppers Academy Championship with the M6 Cup in the BMW M6 Group 3. It's been a fantastic little championship, a single series with two 20-minute races just on medium tyres. And it's been an absolute tub thumper, ladies and gents, and I've been here for it. It's been absolutely fantastic. But the Tyre Shredders Racing are merging with the Ultimate Racing League. So the next time, the next incarnation of the academy that you shall see will be the Ultimate Racing League's academy. So yes, this is the last we'll see of the Tyre Shredders. And a huge thank you from me for letting me cover their races. I have had an absolute blast over the last 2 seasons of the academy that I've covered. It's been great fun, and I am looking forward to the future with the Ultimate Racing League. I mean, Ultimate Racing League have got like 1,000 members. They're one of the bigger racing leagues out there. So yeah, that's shoring up full lobbies, ladies and gents. That's what Tyre Shredders have just done. They've just made sure they have got bums on seats in a big group. So well done to them. Congratulations. So here we go then. Round 6. This is a champion's choice, or champion-elect's choice. Yes, the Froxy Dev was the championship leader after round 4. So they get to choose the final round, and you may or you may not recognise the podium, ladies and gentlemen, from this point of view, but I shall inform you. I think we're at Monza. Yeah, I think it's Monza. It's the Temple of Speed, ladies and gentlemen, and it can only be one place. In the BMW, it's going to be cray-cray. So they've put a final championship up, but they haven't got a round 5 championship. So I can't tell you what and where they are. I'm pretty sure Froxy Dev is probably still leading this championship. And but at the end of it all, at the finale, the checkered flag after 2 of the beautiful sprint races we're going to have, I can tell you how the standings finished. So I can make that promise to you. But we'll have to leave it under anticipation beforehand and get the 2 races out of the way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me take no more time in introducing our pilots. They're sat on the grid very patiently awaiting for the off. And I've got to say, it's a huge send-off, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big goodbye to the Tyre Shredders. It's virtually a full lobby. I am astounded. So, yeah, it's going to take a while, this grid walk, so bear with me. On pole position, then, it's champion-elect, the Froxy Dev. The Froxy Dev has absolutely gone hell for leather all season, and even on bad races, getting good points. So, the Froxy Dev was championship leader after round 4, assuming they still are coming into this race. On pole position, second place, it's the Matty Alder, ladies and gentlemen, in the Boss Beamer, and he means business, and that's a long way. I'm not sure if it's got the chicane or not. I didn't check my sources, ladies and gentlemen. We'll find out when we start. But yes, you can see there that I am sure Matty Alder is going to try and get a nice slipstream down into either the first corner or that god-awful chicane that we all love to hate. Third on the grid is Ravy Davy, race winner this season. He will be looking to optimise from third to get himself up there in the winner's corner. Fourth on the grid then is Ayrton. Ayrton has absolutely sent it this season, has had an absolutely blinder, and he will be wanting to go out of this championship with a bang and a win, ladies and gents. Then in fifth place we have the Psy. And we worked out, isn't that Silent Ninja? But it's just the first two letters because the rest of it is so quiet. It's Silent Ninja. So, yeah, watch him, man. He's in a good position there, 5th place. He'll be looking for some absolute action to be going on there. In 6th place, we have Giaquila. Giaquila was 2nd in the championship, I believe. He was the man biting at the heels of our leader Froxy Dev, and he's down here in the in 6th place at the moment. And that, ladies and gentlemen, isn't how you go and try and win a championship. But you never know with drop scores and stuff and such what. You don't know what the final positions are going to be. Well, you will at the end of this. Swifty, what an absolute turnaround. Swifty, seeming at last round at the Green Hell, was having an absolute nightmare, has placed it 7th on the grid of a field of 15, ladies and gentlemen. So that is some absolute champion driving from our boy Swifty. Well done, good lad. Then in 8th, sorry, it's Nando Loris. I think he joined us for one round. Nando, back to say goodbye to his comrades before they all join the URL and become part of the machine, man. But, yeah, so we've got Nando. Nando back with a bang in the airwaves BMW. And he has qualified in 8th place. 9th place, ladies and gentlemen, goes to our boy Apex Wolf, and he's had a change of colour. He's brightened up things. Not is he just driving the dull black. It's cool as hell, but I meant matte black. He has brightened up the day a little bit there, and now he's brought out the wolf's eyes. Shall we look in his eyes again, see if that winning is still there? He's still there, you know. I can still see the win in those eyes. Or should we be looking up here? Where is he? Where are you, bud? There he is, look. What's that say? Drive it like you stole it. Yes, sir. That's what I say. So Apex Wolf at the moment in 9th place, but let's not count him out. He is a bit of an animal. 10th spot goes to the Vane, ladies and gentlemen, and paint job for the Vane as well. Oh, look, he's like done a whole thingy-majig racing thing. Oh, bless you, man. Oh, that's beautiful. You were always my favourite. And it's Vane who shared the replays. Usually it's the boy Hoppers, always gets the replays to us without fail. But this round, the Vane has done it. He wanted to make sure I saw that work of art that he sat in. Beautiful stuff, Vane. I am mightily impressed. Well done, sir. Then in 11th place, it's Johnny, ladies and gentlemen. The sheaf that pays. It's Johnny Be Good. And Johnny is an absolute excel at getting through the field. So starting from there, Johnny Cab, fake taxi. So Johnny there, he's a professional at getting out of lowly positions. We've seen him rise up into the top half of the field before starting further back than this. So Johnny in 11th, but don't count him out in this race. In 12th, it's Footy. Footy having his best result last round. And he'll be looking to get some action. He's a little further back than he probably would prefer, but a nice steady drive and let the hotheads ahead take themselves out and just go around picking up the pieces, drinking those Pro Sim racer tears, Footy. That is the way of the Temple of Speed. In 13th, Jay Davies. I don't know if I've seen Jay Davies before. He's got a very nice looking car. Don't get jealous. Your monster. Where's the other monster? Oh, it's Footy, innit? We've just seen him. Don't get jealous. You're the best monster car. But that's a very good monster car. So, yes, we have Jay Davies joining the fray for the last time here with the Tyre Shredders Racing Group. And good luck to that man there. Starting in 13th. 14th is the brain behind it all, Hoppers. and Hopper's Racing vlog out there on YouTube. Check him out. And yes, get yourself all signed up for the next season of the Academy. There is the Hoppers then. And this usually held on a Tuesday, always held on a Tuesday evening with a later kickoff, 9 p.m. So, hey, another one. Oh, bless. Hey, guys, you're making me blush. And that is Carlsberg in 15th with a lovely livery, a livery change as well. We usually see him in the green Carlsberg colours. And he's done a little thingamajig channel and Logitech. Have you got a new wheel? You got Logitech? If you got a Logitech, you've put Logitech all over your car. You must have done. Good show. Good show. So that's our group. That's a lot of drivers, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to keep up with whom is where and when. But we will try our best here at Monza. We do have the chicane, ladies and gentlemen, so their life just got a slight bit harder. Right then, the Froxy Def then leads them away ahead of Matty Alder and Ravy Davy. And yeah, they're not any control. And here we go then, ladies and gents. Racing has commenced. The Froxy Dev seeming to pull away quite nicely there. And Matty Alder he's not even bothering about a slipstream. He's not even caring. And Froxy Dev staying over to one side. And Matty Alder decided, I'm just going to brake as late as you. And Froxy Dev just about survives that first chicane. Matty Alder through. Ravy Davy. Then we got Ayrton as size through. Oh, it looks like Gia had a little bit of an issue getting in. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at poor Gia as they enter the chicane. Everyone's on the brakes. Gia's there. He's got Ayrton right in front of him. A little bit of curb action. Oh no, it's Swifty. Missed it. Swifty, it seems, missed the chicane, hit Gia Keeler swung back into the Swifty, and then carnage incurred. Lots of carnage. So Sai, he was the last through safe. Then we have Nando Loris through in 6th with Apex Wolf up and around his rear derriere. Footy in 8th with the Vane in 9th. Johnny is 10th now. Carlsberg up to 11th from last. Swifty there causing that little moment in the chicane against Jay Davies. He wasn't involved. Hoppers, they might have got involved, but it was Gia Keeler who took the brunt of it. Froxy Dev leads with Matty Alder all around his rear derriere. Can he get a slipstream down this part of the track, ladies and gents? This is intense stuff. Ravy Davy just behind us with Ayrton all up and around his business. Breaking into the chicane, and oh, it's tight. The rear end looked like she wanted to come around from Matty Alder there, and I think he lost an inch or two on the Froxy Dev as Matty Alder just sent it. Yeah, look at Ayrton all the way in the rear air of Ravy Davy, but Sai also very close. This top 5, nothing between them. Froxy Dev going through the Parabolica with Matty Alder clinging on to his spoiler. Ravy Davy trying to get away from Ayrton, who has Sai for company. Then further down, Nando Loris just ahead of the Apex. The Wolf hunts his prey at Italy, ladies and gents. Footy in 8th with Swifty now in 9th. Davies is in 10th with Carlsberg in 11th. Gia Keeler making his way through. Vane's dropped down a little bit, as is Johnny. And then the Hoppers keeping an eye on the crowd from behind. Johnny then going in for the kill on the Vane. The Vane, though, has to get defensive. He doesn't. He leaves that door open, but feels very confident that Johnny is not going to try and enter his space. Gia Keeler making his way through with Carlsberg, the next man on his list that he needs to disperse. Jay Davies trying to get away from all of the action, chasing down Swifty there. Footy as well trying to get away with the Apex Wolf, keeping Nando Loris very much company here at Monza. Sai keeping on the rear derriere of Ayrton. Ravy Davy. Froxy Dev's lost the position. Here we go. 40? God almighty. Yeah, down the start straight. Oh, we just cut away after the Parabolica, didn't we? And it looks like Matty Alder getting a better drive from the Parabolica, grabbing a bit of a toe. and getting himself down and ahead down the start-finish straight. And Froxy Dev now, he has to try and repay the compliment next lap around. Ravy Davy getting to see all of the action, with Ayrton saying to side, don't get ideas, don't get any ideas about the Matty Alder move. Nando Loris not that far behind those leaders there, with Apex Wolf giving him close company all the way. That's pressure that Loris could probably do without as they break into the second chicane. And this one, if you clip a curb, this one can really ruin a race. And you saw there Apex Wolf dipping a wheel over the other side and getting a penalty. That's tough, man. Footy then in 8th, and that's all good news for Footy as Apex Wolf's shoulders slope a little bit as that penalty is introduced into his race. Footy then 8th, and he'll be looking to get closer to the Wolf with that one, but his tyres are all over the shop as well, with Swifty getting a nifty all up in the rear derriere of Footy. He's going for the move, ladies and gentlemen. He's pulling it off now as they head down to the braking zone. Now Footy's going to have the inside line, but Swifty's got a nose ahead, and if Swifty can pull it off, it's a beautiful move. There you go with Footy. We saw him having a bit of a squirrel out of the corner, and Swifty then catching him up and passing him down the straight and moving on up and into 8th place. Fantastic stuff. Davies in 10th place. Colesberg still ahead of Giacchila, but Giacchila now looks like he's lining him up for something similar. Not in the Parabolica, sir. No, sir. That is a brave move if you wish. But Giacchila then sticking to the rear derriere of Colesberg. He's going to want to come out of the Parabolica very fast, very swift. And Colesberg trying to stay to one side to cut the toe. But Giacchila follows him over, follows him back. This is... Oh, Matty Foxy did prepay. Sorry, guys. I'm doing really bad. So, win for what? Oh, no, Matty Alder, he got a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. He got a big one. Huge penalty for Matty Alder, and that gave the position back to Froxy Dev. And Matty Alder lucky to stay ahead of Ravy Davy. Ravy Davy closing in very much on him. Ayrton on Sai is really close there. He's going to get a good drive out of the Parabolica there. Now, Matty Alder too far back from Froxy Dev there to get a slipstream, but Ravy Davy will be picking up some sort of... open space. And then let's go back to the battle we were looking at, which was these two, wasn't it? This is where we were, because Giacchila, I think, is going to try and get a move done down this straight. And Carlsberg trying to make the Burtmer as big and as huge as possible, but nothing's going to stop Gia. He's sending it down the inside later on the brakes. Can he commit to the apex? He does, ladies and gentlemen. Giacchila, absolutely solid move, and we're seeing someone on the outside there. Oh, Jay Davies, he sent it too hard, ladies, and Hopper's also sending it a little bit too hard. Froxy Dev leaves from Matty Alder. Ravy Davy in 3rd. We've got Ayrton in 4th. He's pulling a little bit away from the side, but the side's still too close for company as Nando Loris pulls away from Apex. We saw Apex picking up that penalty, and Nando Loris now closing himself into the situation with Sai and Ayrton. That complexes things for Sai. He was just concentrating on the car ahead. Now he has to deal with the car behind. Apex Wolf trying to get back into that fight. Swifty as well moving on through, but Footy is closing in, ladies and gentlemen. Footy, it's looking like Footy is lining him up for something here. And we're already 5 minutes into a 20-minute race. We are a quarter in at the moment. We've had immense racing already, and now we're on board with 9th place Footy chasing down Swifty as the rear of the BMW tries to send us into oblivion. But Footy masters the beast and keeps on top of things, but Swifty does open out a small gap ahead. Giacchila slowly making his way through the pack after his early exit of the first chicane. Carlsberg via Swifty. Carlsberg up to 11th, starting in last. What a great start for a race. Johnny in 12th. We saw him. He moved up to 10th, dropped back to 14th, is in 12th right now. Johnny doing a fantastic job to in and throwing. And the Vane coming into the pits. No, he just likes to go that way. Scares me. Wants to run me over. Jay Davies then in 14th. with the hoppers there in 15th, staying abreast of things. Froxy Dev at the moment trying to stay out of Matty Alder's way, but Matty Alder just doing the fastest lap, and he is absolutely slinging it, ladies and gentlemen. He means to do business. He's got his shirt tie on, and he brought his briefcase today because he is doing the business. Oh, another penalty. Oh man, the powers that be are against our boy Matty today, and the boss Burtmer were struggling to make his way round without having to pay the piper. Froxy Dev at the moment then leads this race. Ravy Davies going to be very pleased about the news that Matty, somewhere along the lines, has really upset the stewards, the in-game stewards. Carbon Dwarf in the chat with a big trippy emoji with a wave. Well, hello there, Carbon. And Ravy Davy then maintaining that third, waiting for Matty to pay his half a second. I mean, he's not going to get past him, but he's going to get closer to him. That's the most important part. So there goes Matty. He's had a little slowdown, and Ravy Davy now will be getting very concentrated on the rear derriere of that Burtmer boss ahead of him, trying to chip away some precious time so he can also get himself in a position where he can just sling it down the inside. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing better than slinging it down the inside. We all know that. Inside of her throat. Ayrton then in fourth with Sai in fifth. We've got Nando Loris in sixth place, just ahead of the Apex Wolf. Swifty in eighth and Footy in ninth. Footy was closing in on the Swifty, but we saw he had a little squirrel, and the Swifty survives to tell the tale on lap 5. We are coming up to 8 minutes into this 20-minute race, nearly halfway, ladies and gentlemen. Giacchila is up to 10th, but he just cannot make an impression on the guys ahead of him. He did a 52.4 last time around. Footy doing a 52.4 also, and Swifty doing a 51.9. So Swifty absolutely pulling it out the bag. How much is Apex? 52.4s for Apex. So Swifty going this fast is soon to catch the guys ahead if they're not careful. Nando Loris a 51.5 though, good time, and he is closed in on the side, but as he picked up a penalty, he has, ladies and gentlemen, he's picked himself up a little bit of a penalised moment. He's a very naughty boy, and Sai then might get a reprieve there from the full force. He's not going to get full Nando'd just yet as Sai tries to survive this little storm, as Ayrton then now closing in on the Ravy Davy and Matty Alder. That penalty affected him not. Well, it put him a little further away from the Froxy Dev that he would like, but also he's not any fear from Ravy Davy. It looks like Ravy Davy had a tough lap last time around, and Ayrton and Sai coming in strong with Nando Loris also chasing up tail. Apex Wolf in 7th place with Swifty coming in hard and fast. So Apex Wolf, he's going to have to be very careful in a lap or two. Footy in 9th, Giacchila in 10th place, De Carlsberg in 11th, Johnny in 12th, Vane in 13th, the Davies is 14th with Hoppers in 15th. The Froxy Dev at the moment just got to keep it together, and the championship is all his, and his closest rival down in 10th place. So it's looking good for the Froxy Dev right now. A 51.8 last time from Ayrton. Ravy Davy doing a 52.5. And if they still keep going that way, then Ayrton is going to be really giving Ravy Davy some hassle. He is, look, he pulled closer coming out of the chicane. So Ayrton now getting very comfortable with the BMW, and Ravy Davy, he can do a 50.8, and the tyres aren't really that torn up, so maybe that was a slipstream. But at the moment, Ravy Davy struggling a little bit for lap time as Ayrton closes in. Ayrton on the ascendancy at the moment. Sai slipping back from Ayrton and falling into Lando Norris's grippy little hands. He's not careful. He is going to be mauled by the Nando. Again, they look close. Ayrton getting closer to Ravy Davy. The Parabolica has never been so scary, as we head on up, get the braking perfect, drive to the very limit of the grip, as much acceleration you can, holding on to the track. And Ravy Davy, to me, got through that a little bit better, looking a little further away from Ayrton. Very good there, 51.4 from Ravy Davy that time around. And Ayrton at 51.4. Oh my word, could it be much closer betwixt the two of them? Matty Alder at 50.6 as he hunts down the Froxy Dev, who did a 50.5. So these two cancelling each other out with the times. They're just not gaining or losing. Ravy Davy now matching Ayrton's lap time, so making Ayrton's job that just a little bit harder, but Ayrton will just push a little more. That's all. Sai then now with his hands full of 51.8 last time around from him, but Nando at 50.7. My God, a second faster than the prey that he is chasing. And Sai, he's gonna, I don't know, he's gonna have to dig deep, find something in that BMW. But this is the problem, you don't want to send it off the track, do you? I heard squealing, but everything seems to be okay. Matty Alder at the moment chasing down the Froxy Dev, but these two literally matching each other's times, as is Ravy and Ayrton. Sai at the moment a little bit slower than the Nando, whom is chasing him. Apex Wolf at 52.7, Swifty at 52.2, so Swifty half a second somewhat faster than Apex Wolf at the moment, and Swifty will be wanting to close in and get that action done. Giaquila up to 9th, he's got himself past Footy. Oh my God, Footy at 53.8 last time around, and a 51.8 from Giaquila. You cannot argue with those times, ladies and gentlemen. Giaquila absolutely solid at the moment as Footy tries to cling on to the rear derriere of him and get himself a bit of a slipstream. Johnny up to 11th, what did I say? You can't count him out in a race. He just slowly gets his way through the pack, and Johnny at the moment sitting in 11th with Carlsberg chasing him in 12th place. Carlsberg a rough lap last time. I think Johnny got past him, didn't he? 56.1 there from Carlsberg, with Johnny doing a 52.7. So yeah, it looks like Carlsberg slipping further back, and now Vane is getting into the gist of things. He's done his fastest lap of the race as he sees the rear derriere of Carlsberg. Didn't Carlsberg and Vane have a bit of a coming together in the last race? That'll be interesting. Jay Davies then in 14th. He's just done his fastest lap, and the Hoppers picking up a penalty after doing his fastest lap. The Froxy Dev though leads the way at 50.6 last time out from him, as Matty Alder at 50.2. Matty Alder just got deadly serious, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd just had a hush about them. And oh no, Matty picking up a penalty, and this is the problem when you're absolutely slinging Burt Mert around this tight course. It's easy to go astray in the chicanes and pick yourself up a nasty half a second penalty. Ravy Davy too far away to get anything from that, but Edson as well picking up a penalty, and Ravy, oh, and Nando's got himself past the Sai. Hang on, oh God, it was ages ago. It was ages ago, ladies and gents. I'm so sorry. And there you go, Nando. It seemed quite easy. It was in the toe, and he got himself through the Sai, and we moved back almost a lap to see Nando do a great move on Sai. Unfortunate. Sai now just got to reset his head. He's got to get back into the rear derriere of Nando. I mean, Nando was going nearly he's up to 50.7 now, a 52.0 there, but he did have to overtake Sai, who did a 52.8. Apex Wolf closing in with Swifty as well. Swifty very fast at this point in the race. 51.4 from him last time around, and 51.5 from Apex. So Apex also raising the game, ladies and gents. Everybody raising the game as it goes on. Apex has a really big moment coming out of the chicane, ladies and gents, and that's going to cost him big time coming down this straight. He's going to feel that one, and Swifty there will be trying to optimize on the situation. Oh no, Giaquila has had no luck with that front chicane. Footy coming in. Does he fancy a chance on Gia? Gia goes through. Oh, it's barely a tap. It was barely a tap, ladies and gents. Barely a touch. And Giaquila, oh, the race has just not gone well for him. He must be absolutely crazed there. And it's not Footy's fault. That was barely anything. It shouldn't have affected the physics of the car, I don't think. But Giaquila, a light tap and his car just swings around, and yeah, you got to be careful in the chicanes, I suppose. But I mean, geez, what a shame. Shame for Footy and a shame for Giaquila there, because they were both having an absolutely glorious race. Davies in at 14th. Is he going to pick up some positions here? Because Footy's got a whole 1 second penalty there, and the Vane is all up and about Giaquila, who is now got to do it all over again. Carlsberg moving up to 10th. Johnny in 9th. Swifty is in 8th, trying to hunt himself a better Wolf. But the Wolf is now going fast. Sai still behind the Nando, unable to do anything. In fact, Nando pulling away. Nando is on an absolute rip at the moment, ladies and gents. He is cooking. He is cooking with the high octane gas. Ayrton in 4th. He's dropped off the back of Ravy. We did see him pick up a penalty, and Ravy has pulled away. Now Matty Alder struggling to stay on the rear derriere of the Froxy Dev, because he keeps picking up little penalties, which is going to be frustrating him. We've got 5 minutes left of this race, ladies and gents. The Froxy Dev leads as he does the championship. Matty Alder in 2nd, and Ravy Davey is in 3rd. They're a little spaced out. It's going to be tough for any of them to try and catch each other in the last 5 minutes, but never say never, especially around Monza. It is an absolute track for last minute stress. Ayrton then in 4th place with Nando chasing him down. Nando at 51.0 last time out for him. He's getting closer to Ayrton. Ayrton at 52.8. So Ayrton really is driving a little too conservatively at the moment, and Nando is letting it all hang out. And yeah, Ayrton, he might be under a bit of a threat at the end of this race. Nando on a big push. Sai is in 6th place, trying to stay with this fight, and he's got the Wolf hunting him down, because Swifty has put a fire sparker up the Wolf's jacksie and has picked up the pace now from the Wolf to stay out of Swifty's way. Johnny up to 9th. Like I said, he just plucks away, ladies and gentlemen. He's a plucker. He is an absolute pro sim plucker in these situations, and he just picks up positions as he makes his way. Super consistent, super clean, and yes, that is the way to race for Johnny. Consistency pays. Carlsberg now under threat from Giaquila. Giaquila with a penalty though, and that's going to make his life a little more difficult to try and sling one at Carlsberg. Carlsberg also picking up a penalty, so they've cancelled each other out. And the Vane a little too far back to get too much out of it, but it does bring him closer into play. Footy in 13th. He had that 1 second penalty, remember, and the two Monster Energy cars are not too far apart on the track, and I imagine they would rather have been at the other end of the pack. Hopper's there in 15th with a 1 second penalty. He is absolutely loving the penalty system today. Froxy Dev goes faster than anyone ever has gone in this race. The last lap around of 50.2, really sticking the nail in the coffin there of the championship, Giaquila's championship. Matty Alder chased him down, looking good for 2nd place today. We've got 2.5 minutes, so we've got maybe the next lap could be the last lap, or they might squeeze. Froxy might get, no, do you know what? I don't think. Yeah, it's just under 2 minutes a lap. And yeah, he's way away. Yeah, next lap's the last lap. Sorry, I don't know where I thought I was on the track. So yeah, then the next lap's going to be the final lap. Froxy Dev leads with Matty Alder in 2nd place, and then we have Ravy Davey in 3rd. Ayrton is trying to close that in to try and pull himself a podium there. He did a 51.6 last time around, 51.6 also for Ravy Davey. These two are pushing like absolute crazy here at the end for that podium, and Nando Loris also wants to get into this action, as does Sai and the Wolf there. These are all very close, and Swifty, look how close Swifty is getting into this action. Johnny in 9th, leading the 2nd pack ahead of Giaquila, who is trying to get on with getting on. He's got himself past Carlsberg, who has picked up a half a second penalty, unfortunately. Vane in 12th with Footy in 13th, and Davies there in 14th. Cameraman got me dizzy then, wowzers. And the Hopper's in 15th, but it's the Froxy Dev today. He nearly lost it, didn't he? Lost the lead to Matty at some point, but Matty getting a penalty. Matty just struggling with the track limits here, and the Froxy Dev, that's the one. But the Froxy Dev, I mean, a 50.2. Matty Alder At 50.2, they were evenly matched today, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the penalties that paid the race. I'm pretty sure they're all going to get across the line before the two. Well, no, Hoppers might not. This could be Hoppers' last lap. He's probably thinking, is he slowing down? No, he's got his foot down. Full throttle all the way to the Parabolica. If he gets a nip on, he can get another lap in. As he comes up to the line, then he's on 15 seconds left of the timer. And he's coming up the straight. 10 seconds, easily gets another lap in. Beautiful stuff there for the Hoppers. So the Froxy Dev then on his way, and it's looking like a good win. The flag is out now, ladies and gentlemen, and here he comes around the Parabolica. 2 races he's got to do today, and the first one is a success. Great driving from the Froxy Dev. Apex Wolf in the chat saying, hello bud, hope you are well. I am all good, my friend. And the Froxy Dev then takes the win. Matty Alder chased him all the way for second place. Great drive. And Ravy Davey does keep that third ahead of Ayrton, even though Ayrton absolutely slung it at the end and got very close. Fourth and took his fastest lap. Nando Loris in 5th place. Then Sai in 6th. Swifty in 7th did get Apex. I apologise. I went way too far. Oh, he had a half a second penalty, did Apex Wolf. But Swifty, even before the penalty was paid, was closing in and then easily comes by. Oh, poor Apex Wolf as Froxy Dev crosses the line. Swifty, he's been chasing him all race, ladies and gents. And in the end, Swifty gets through. Although he probably will have to have a trip to the stewards over the first chicane, first lap situation. I don't think it was his fault, he just hit someone on the way out. Apex Wolf in 8th then. Johnny finishes in 9th place. And poor old Giaquila, unlucky twice in the chicane, the first chicane in this race, as Johnny gets 9th. Giaquila unlucky in this race, ladies and gents, in 10th. And Colesberg in 11th from the back, that's not bad. Vane comes home in 12th, with Footy in 13th, coming through the Parabolica. Absolutely delicious driving there. And Footy, and that was barely a touch in that first chicane. I feel bad for him. Davies in 14th, well driven, and the Hoppers are bringing it on home, not that far behind, going into the Parabolica. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the first race of the end, the first race of 2 in this final round before we move to the Ultimate Racing League Academy. So there goes Hoppers, crosses the line for 15th place. So the Froxy, oh, that's a nice shot, isn't it? The Froxy Dev. I'm not doing anything, just ignore me for a second, because we're going to go into the second race, and we're going to look at what everyone's doing. Is that right? It's that one, isn't it? Right, and then I'm not doing the thumbnail whilst we're online. That would be terrible and very unprofessional. Okay? And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do a thumbnail whilst we're doing a stream, because that's terrible. Oh no. So the Froxy Dev takes the win, ladies and gentlemen. Matty Alder in 2nd. Ravy Davey is in 3rd, with Ayrton in 4th. We've got Nando Loris in 5th, with Sai finishing in 6th. Swifty, great race from Swifty. I mean, he might have to have a word with the stewards over the first lap, first chicane situation with Keeler, but Swifty, other than that, a great race for 7th. Apex Wolf in 8th. Johnny in 9th. Who didn't hit Gia in the first chicane? Put your hands up. In 10th. Colesberg in 11th. Vane in 12th. Footy in 13th. Dave Davies in 14th, and the Hoppers brings it home in 15th. Now, I believe it's a reverse grid, ladies and gentlemen. It's all exactly the same, just a reverse grid and more shenanigans and fun. So let us get on with race 2 of round 6. And I'm pretty sure Froxy Dev is now crowned champion of the Tyre Shredders Academy. And we can just all relax a little bit and enjoy this final race with no pressure of championships and positions, I'm sure. That's how our Pro Sim racers feel. So then let's have a look at the grid. I'm pretty sure. Don't look at the spoilers. I'm going to try and press this before you can even get a look. There you go. You would have had to be quick. You're going to have to... Your pause game... Well, yeah, I say your pause game's got to be good, but with TikTok nowadays, all of our pause games are on point by now, I'm sure. So that's a great shot. Here, well, let me get behind the cars and we'll do the pointy forward thing. It is the last time, ladies and gents. I say the last time. It's coming back as the Academy still. It's just going to be under Ultimate Racing League instead of Tyre Shredders, that's all. So there's the Hoppers. Medium tyres on pole. Footy in second. Now this, he has the pace to be able to maintain, ladies and gentlemen. Could he hold his ground? Maybe get ahead of Hoppers and try and steal the final win of the season. Vane starts in third with Carlsberg starting in fourth. We've got Giaquila starting in fifth, and that is a good position for Giaquila. If he can stop being hit in the first chicane, stop getting in people's way in the first chicane, then Giaquila could be on for a good result in this second race. Johnny starting in sixth. We've seen what he can do starting in 11th, dropping back to 14th, getting himself up to 9th. So sixth, I'm sure he's going to drop down to about 12th and finish 7th. Come on, Johnny. We believe in you, boy. Apex Wolf starting in 7th ahead of Swifty. So Swifty, he knows what to do. He's already had Apex Wolf in a race before. He's going to be doing it again. In 8th, Sai starts in 9th ahead of the Nando Loris. And Nando Loris has chased Sai down in that first race, so he'll be getting deja vu, and he'll be looking to get the move done on Sai early doors so he can make his way up the ladder lickety split. Ayrton starts in 11th ahead of Ravi Davey in 12th. Matty Alder starts 13th ahead of our championship leader, possibly our champion, Froxy Dev. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be epic. So please, for the final 20 minutes, be upstanding. No, enjoy yourselves. That's all I say. So Hoppers leads them away then. And again, it's that nerves of the beginning of the race heading down to that first chicane. A lot of Pro Sim racers who don't want to give up ground heading to a very, very tight corner. It's a recipe for disaster. And at the moment, everyone looking good as Hoppers breaks and gets into it. And we're having a bit of an issue, a little bit of a negotiation. Giaquila, can he survive through? Virtually does. There was a little bit of it was a bit tight for him, but Giaquila survives the first chicane. Fantastic. It can only go up from here. Carlsberg in 5th, Apex Wolf in 6th, Swifty in 7th. Nando Loris seemed to have lost out a little bit there, falling to 8th. Sai in 9th, Matty Alder in 10th, Ayrton in 11th, Ravi Davey in 12th. The Froxy Dev ahead of Johnny. Johnny lost out a lot in that first chicane. The Hopper still leads from Vane. Footy in 3rd with Giaquila in 4th place. Giaquila trying to make up for positions lost in the first race. Carlsberg's got a whole host of cars trying to get by. Swifty trying to sneak one up the inside, and Carlsberg goes out wide. And he might think Swifty, I don't know how hard Swifty hit him, but Swifty trying to go up the inside, and it caused Carlsberg ended up off the road. So I'm not so sure what to say. Nando Loris in 6th place, and Nando going for a move up the inside of the Swifty, and very little contact made in that one. And now again, they're still side by side. Beautiful stuff here from Nando and the Swifty. And Swifty then trying to maintain the position, but Nando Loris is just keeping it in there. But now Swifty should have the advantage of the inside of Parabolica. And no, Nando doing the little switcheroo, just a little tap on the brakes, backing out of it and coming up the inside of Swifty. Played him like a game of poker, ladies and gentlemen. Nando Loris up ahead now. Swifty trying to get the toe down the straight to try and get a jump into the first chicane. Vane now leads ahead of the Hoppers. Footy in third, and there is an absolute dogfight in the mid-pack here as Swifty and Nando go mano, and Nando comes out on top. Apex Wolf picking up a position as Swifty got a big squirrel on. Now Swifty comes back at the Wolf, and the Wolf's teeth are sharp, Swifty, so be very careful. And Swifty does get himself ahead of Apex Wolf and chasing back after Nando. Hoppers has slipped down to fourth now with Vane. Vane leads the way ahead of Giaquila. Giaquila making his way up ahead of Footy and the Hoppers there. Footy picking up a penalty and Hoppers down in fourth. Then we've got Nando Loris ahead of Swifty, who has now got Colesberg all up. Oh, wasn't it Colesberg he went side by side with through that corner? So Colesberg, he's going to be coming through with a fire full of belly, or a belly full of fire, one or the other. And Swifty, he's got to stay ahead of the Colesberg, because the Colesberg is going to give no quarter. I am sure he is going to hand out the same respect in the corner as he felt he had from Swifty himself. Cy and Ayrton side by side coming down the straight. Cy's off the road. I don't think it was contact. I think Cy might have just a little late on the brake here. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, Apex is round as well. My goodness, it's all going off. So we're with Cy, are we? No, what am I doing? Oh, I keep going backwards. Sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button. Mother fudge. I apologise. I want to get on his rear derriere there. I want to be there, because him and Cy was... Have I gone too far? I have no idea where I am in this race. It's here, wasn't it? Oh, it was a little tap there from Ayrton, I'm afraid. There was a dab on the corner, and then, yeah, the rejoin. Oh, the rejoin affected Apex Wolf as well. Oh, my word, ladies and gentlemen, the stewards are going to be busy after this one. And I tell you what, I'm pleased I'm not stewarding it. Matty Alder then up into 11th with the Froxy Dev chasing him through. Apex Wolf trying to get a rejoin going on with Ravy Davey at the wrong end of this pack. Vane leads, ladies and gentlemen. Giaquila just gets the fastest lap of the race as he hunts himself down the Vane. Footy in third with Hoppers in fourth, and we got Swifty closing in rather quickly. He's got himself back ahead of Nando Loris, and these two have had an epic fight as Swifty goes late break into the first chicane on the Hoppers, and it looks like Nando fancying a piece as well, but he cannot do it, has to back off, and that is going to give Swifty a little bit of a launch out of the chicane, with Nando now having to find a way past the Hoppers as Colesberg all in this action also. Ayrton in 8th, we saw him slipping down. Johnny in 9th, we got Cy now in 10th. Matty Alder with a penalty. He loves a good penalty, does our boy Matty, sorry. Cy's all right. In the chat, we've got Janet saying hi, thingy, hi. Matty Alder in 11th. We've got the Froxy Dev in 12th. Ravy Davey in 13th. And Apex Wolf in 14th. Vane leads Giaquila. Then we got Footy. Footy could get himself a top 3 finish here, ladies and gentlemen. It is well within he's got the pace. But Swifty is absolutely annihilating everyone that comes across him. He is racing hard, ladies and gentlemen, and he is taking no schnizzle off of anyone. He is putting his BMW into there, up the inside, and he's giving no quarter, ladies and gents. So Footy, he's going to have to start and picking up the pace, because Swifty's pulling out 54s at the moment, and Footy only in the 56s. It's not looking good. Giaquila's picked up a penalty, and that's going to give Vane Vane's got a 1 second penalty. Everyone's picking up hefty penalties here, and Footy could come out absolutely grinning from ear to ear. I think he's too far back to benefit though. And Swifty is ever closing in. Footy crosses the line, pulls a 53.2 out of his Butsky, and Swifty a 52.1, almost a second faster, is a second faster than Footy. Swifty is on absolute nitrate today, ladies and gentlemen. Nando Loris in 5th with Carlsberg in 6th, chasing him down. We've got Ayrton in 7th, we've got Johnny in 8th. Johnny making a comeback, wasn't he dead last? Unbelievable. Hopper's in 9th, Sai in 10th, we've got the Frosty Dev in 11th, Matty Alder in 12th, Ravy Davey in 13th, and Apex Wolf. Oh no, I said something good about Johnny, didn't I? Why did I do that? My word. So Johnny, and he just did that all by himself and then tried to accelerate on the grass, and that doesn't work. But you got to get off it somehow. So Johnny then down into 13th. Unfortunate for Johnny that. Apex Wolf will be pleased though. It's not means he doesn't have to pick up the wooden spoon at the end. Vane then with that 1 second penalty. Gia Keeler closing in with 1.5 second penalties. Footy should be smiling. Footy could really, well, no, that's a huge chasm between Footy and Gia and Vane. These two, though, are going to be paying some heavy penalties on their way around at the moment. They are pushing, aren't they? They're pushing the boundaries of the edges of the track. Footy at the moment trying to keep Swifty behind, and Swifty is all up and about his business, but it looks Footy pulling out a gap or two on Swifty. That's it. Come on, Footy. Send it, my son. Gia Keeler is looking to make a move on Vane, but Vane's penalty is smaller than Gia Keeler's, so Vane will remain in the lead of this race, and Gia Keeler in second. That's going to help Footy close in, and my God, I couldn't even see Swifty. I got the wrong blue car. Swifty really closes in and goes for the apex of the Parabolica, and Swifty is absolutely flying, ladies and gentlemen, but no, Footy comes back on the exit of the Parabolica, and now they're side by side heading. No, they're not. Footy ahead. Footy doing the Parabolica a lot nicer than Swifty. Swifty just sent it in there, had to brake a little heavier than he thought, but now Swifty trying to line him up for the first chicane, and Footy leaving the door wide open. He's not going to try and block that one off, and he knows he's just going to brake later into the corner. It's tight for the pair of them, and Footy nearly losing the car on the way out under acceleration. He gathers her up and gets on his way, and Swifty, similar action happening in the rear derriere as well. Nando Loris would love all this action because it's going to mean he's going to close up to this fight. Gia Keeler still trying to chase down the Vane here in the lead of this race. We are already 8.5 minutes into this race, and look what is happening. Unlike F1, we don't wait till the last 5 laps to do our racing. We race from the beginning all the way to the very bloody end. Footy's picked up a 0.5 second penalty. Oh no, where's Swifty? Swifty's way down. My good golly and gosh. So they've got through that first chicane, and we saw Footy get back ahead of Swifty coming out of the Parabolica. Swifty looking very confident down those straight line, really closes in on Footy. It's the second chicane then, and Footy totally missed it, and then Swifty got caught up on the curbs and swung it out, sister, and now Nando Loris is up and into 4th place, and Footy's got himself a penalty by, it's only 0.5 second, for cutting that whole chicane. Unbelievable. Janet saying, heads up thingy, this was Footy's last season. He's not racing anymore. Oh no, Footy, we'll miss thee. Is he not going to go over to URL and race with those guys? He should do, he's good. Vane then leads the way with Gia Keeler in second. Footy in 3rd place, 0.5 second penalty, which is going to play into Nando Loris's hands at this rate, with Swifty then in 5th, losing the rear derriere over the chicane and leaving himself. Ayrton also getting a little taste of the chicane, and Monza is a cruel beast, ladies and gents, as Ayrton gathers himself up and cracks on. Hopper's then in 12th, fighting with the Johnny, and that's not the first time, I bet, Hoppers, you've been fighting with the Johnny. You got to pinch the top and roll it down. Don't try and get your fingers in and unravel it. That just gets a real mess going on. But Johnny wins, and he's ahead of the Hoppers now. with Matty Alder in 10th. The leaders not making their way up through the grid. This is how tight the grid is, ladies and gentlemen. Sai in 8th, the pack, Froxy Dev is up to 7th. Carlsberg's picked up a penalty in 6th. Swifty all up in Nando's ears, and Footy has paid that penalty and stayed in 3rd place. This is beautiful. Vane in 2nd, staying close with Giaquila. Giaquila has finally taken that position away from the Vane. Oh, Janet saying, nah, he's too old now, he has to retire. Hey, there's older guys racing. There's the GTO on Facebook. Tell him to look them up. Gran Turismo Oldies. They're for the older driver. You know, they're over 45s. So it's like a lot of 60-year-olds and such what. So tell him to get himself over to GTO on Facebook. Gran Turismo Oldies. It's for the older driver. You know, it's hard to keep up with these young'uns nowadays. Their reflexes are so good. And they were born on computers. Us guys, we weren't introduced to them until we were like 16, 17. Some of us even older. We're adapting. That's the beauty of Generation X, you see. We adapt. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. The younger lads are just, look at him though, that is too much talent to waste, Janet. Tell him no retiree, just move to a pasture different, not greener. I'm not saying it's better, but yeah, GTO on Facebook. Sorry, Tyre Shredders and URL. But I mean, there's a group that specifically caters for what Footy is looking for. And he's leaving anyway, so it's not like I'm pushing another group. I know of another group that caters for what he is looking for. So Footy, Jana, get over to GTO on Facebook, Gran Turismo Oldies. I promise you, you will not. You don't even have to race. They do time trials. That's the nice thing about it. Just do a lap in one of the daily races and they post everyone's times. It's great. It's just as fun as racing every week. Giaquila then leads the way with Vane in 2nd. We've got Nando Loris. He's got himself ahead of Footy in the end after I was chatting about Footy and didn't even see the overtake. Sorry, Footy. Swifty is in that action as well, and Froxy Dev is up to 6th now, but Carlsberg not that far behind, but Carlsberg at 54.4 that time around, and Froxy Dev at 51.4. So, oh, yellers, oh no, we've had a bit of a moment between Footy and who was it, eh? There's Footy, nowhere near Nando or Swifty. He did late break a little bit. Oh yeah, a little late break there from Footy. It happens from time to time. It happens. To err is human, to forgive is divine, Nando. So now you've got to forgive. But to err is human, so come on. You've got to give yourself the odd mistake here and there. So there we go. Giaquila is leading with Vane in 2nd, Swifty in 3rd. There isn't one pro sim racer, I promise you. There's not one pro sim racer who hasn't done that in that 2nd chicane. Thought I can get away with braking. You brake where you're meant to brake, and it always feels like you go into it too slow. And you think, I can get away with a bit more. I can get away with just a foot or two. Braking a little later, and it doesn't work out that way for some reason. But yeah, no, there isn't Footy. There isn't a pretend racer alive, and I'm sure some real racers he's picked up a 2nd there for nothing, that hasn't done that, I promise you. Carlsberg in 6th, Nando Loris in 5th, so he's only lost he lost the position with Swifty and Froxy Dev, I suppose, but you know, that's racing, and he's got the onus is on him to try and get it back now. Carlsberg in 6th, Footy in 7th with a 1 second penalty. Matty Alder dealing with the Sai later down in the field, and Ravy Davey now in 10th ahead of Johnny. And here's Johnny Ayrton having a nightmare down in 12th, Apex Wolf in 13th, and the Hoppers in 14th. But Giaquila absolutely, who's moved? Froxy, oh, hang on. So the Froxy there giving Nando a tow. Nando going for the outside. Froxy protecting his inside. Nando gets a nose ahead. But, and a little love punt there in mid-corner for the Froxy, but nothing the Froxy could not handle. And Lando Norris stays in 5th place as Carlsberg gets Footy coming in hard and close, but Footy carrying that 1 second penalty. And Janet saying, I'll let him know, thanks, Thingy. Not a problem. Footy then going again on the inside of the Carlsberg, but not managing to pull the move, and Nando Loris kicking up a load of stones as he makes his way through that chicane, and the Froxy Dev in fourth, Swifty in third. We've got Vane in seconds. Vane's last lap was a 52.7, Swifty's a 52.1, half a second faster for Swifty that last time around. Giaquila has dipped, ladies and gentlemen, he's bounced. He is not part of this race, he's racing next season now. Froxy Dev in fourth, we've got Nando Loris in fifth, and we've got Carlsberg under threat from the Footy carrying that 1 second penalty, but he cares not about 1 second penalties. He wants to race, and he's up against the Carlsberg. No, he's not. It's a side-by-side action from Carlsberg and Froxy Dev, and Footy, and Footy, I think he's lifted out of that one. He's got to pay his 1 second, 1.5 second. He got hit with another half a second. Poor old Footy, getting absolutely dicked by the game. So Carlsberg in sixth, then now size seventh, Matty Elder in eighth, Footy slipping down into ninth with Ravy Davey for company. Ravy Davey all sniffing around the inside of Footy in the Parabolica, and Footy just trying to cling on for dear life. So Footy in ninth, ahead of the Ravy Davey. Johnny AES in 11th, Ayrton in 12th, Apex Wolf in 13th, and the Hoppers coming in the pits, is he? For 14th, interesting. I wonder what he's changing. Or maybe he's just pitting it, but we're so close to the end, there's only like 5 minutes to go. He may as well just carry on, but we'll see. Giaquila then leads the way with the Vane in second. The Vane's done a fantastic job. He's got a lot of pain behind him from Swifty. Swifty giving it big balls all up in his rear derriere, and Swifty, he's been an absolute menace to some and pure entertainment for us in this race. Apex Wolf said Hoppers had to go to the toilet. Oh dear. You're meant to just do it in your suit. Doesn't he know? He should have just done it on the sofa. That's what real racers do. Swifty then gets around the outside of the Vane, and that's a beautiful move there from Swifty. Vane in third, still looking good for a podium, but with just over 3 minutes to go, he's got the Froxy Dev coming in, and Froxy Dev going faster than anyone has gone before in this race. Nando Loris in fifth place with Carlsberg, Matty Alder and Sai all trying to own the same space of a race track. Carlsberg ahead in sixth place with Matty Alder. We know he's been very swift from the first race. He's going to be looking to take Carlsberg's position there as Carlsberg helpless down the straight, and Matty Alder cares not for the slipstream. He's just going direct to the point of the brakes, and he does get easily through past the Carlsberg then. Beautiful stuff. Matty Alder into sixth then. Can he? Ooh, a bit deep into the chicane there, and Carlsberg picks up a 1 second penalty for what? Letting him by. Sai in eighth, Ravy Davey in ninth. We've got side-by-side action here from whom? It's not Johnny, is it? It's Johnny and Footy. Oh, Footy, yeah. I was trying to find the green car, and then I just realised we lost Davies. Sorry, we'll find Footy again. So, Footy! Oh, that's got to have... No, he's still going. He's still going in a straight line. His rear end went one way and his rear end went the other way. And I thought he was definitely going to be facing the wrong way the next time we saw him. And no, he kept it in there. He kept it going. Great stuff from Footy. Johnny all up and about his business in 11th. He's going to want that position pretty soon. And down out of position in 12th. Apex Wolf in 13th. And then we got the Hoppers back on it again after a short toilet break. Giaquila, though, leads the way with a minute and a half on the clock. Whereabouts are we on the track? So they're going to get another lap, ladies and gentlemen. One more lap for Giaquila, and he is so far ahead of the rest of the field. He has got nothing to worry about. Carlsberg seemed to have dropped down a lot of positions here. What? A 2 second whopping 2 second second penalty there for the Carlsberg, allowing Sy through, and Ravy Davy. Yeah, Ravy Davy getting through as well. Can Johnny get a piece of that action? Can I get a piece of that action, he says. And again, we've got to do a controller change because the battery in my controller cannot last for however long, so I literally charged it up to the point we started. Giaquila taking it easy through the first chicane. I shall return. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Mary had a little lamb. She ate it. So Giaquila, does that come through? Giaquila then leads the way with Swifty in second. Froxy Dev, Vane's had a big fall there. Vane having a dip there, and Swifty then up, but Swifty's got a half a second penalty in the Froxy Dev. We're going to have the championship, the champion and the championship contender finish this race. Swifty with a half a second penalty. Froxy Dev absolutely slaying the lap times at the moment. Vane in fourth. The flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. Nando Loris is in fifth place. Is he closing in on anyone? 51.4. He's too far away from the Vane, isn't he, to get that position? Matty Alder did a great job getting himself up to sixth. Sy in seventh. Ravy Davy still could get a position before the end of this race in eighth place. We got Johnny in ninth as well. Footy in 10th, being chased by Ayrton. Ayrton trying to turn this race around as he closes in to the rear derriere of the Footy. And then we've got Carlsberg in 12th, Apex Wolf in 13th, the Hoppers finishing in 14th, and here comes Giaquila to take the win. Beautiful stuff from Giaquila, and Froxy Dev does get it. We'll go back because there was some racing there, ladies and gents. Swifty then just ahead, and Froxy Dev just pulls ahead into the Parabolica, and Froxy Dev then finishing in style from the very back of the pack. He made his way up into second, but does he? Swifty coming back. It's going to be a photo finish between the two of them. My gosh. Sorry, why do you need this? I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm fascinated with close finishes. So yeah, here they go through the Parabolica. Where's that finishing line? It's really close to the line, isn't it? Oh God, I sound terrible. I don't know why you guys listen to me. I really do. There we go. So this, ladies and gentlemen, Swifty is slightly ahead at this point, going up to the line. And when do they hit it? They're there. They're there. They're virtually on the line there. No, there. Swifty's still there in the lead. Oh no, he's got quite a space on him, hasn't he? Yeah, Swifty's easily got that. I thought it was a lot closer than that, ladies and gents, but now the Froxy Dev quite away from him, isn't he? Ah, sorry. Oh, that was something over nothing then. Yeah, Swifty easy had that. Swifty then by half a car length. Vane gets fourth. Nando Loris gets fifth. Matty Alder brings it over for sixth place. And then we've got Ravy Davy in seventh. Sy in eighth. And then Johnny in ninth. Footy finishes in 10th ahead of Ayrton in 11th. Carlsberg in 12th. And the Apex Wolf brings it home in 13th. What an absolute smashing pair of racers. And yeah, Giaquila then gets the win ahead of Swifty, who only just stayed ahead of the Froxy Dev. Then we have Vane in fourth place, with Nando Loris in fifth, ahead of Matty Alder in sixth. Ravy Davy got himself seventh, and Sy got eighth. Johnny got ninth. Footy got 10th. Ayrton got 11th. Carlsberg came home in 12th. Apex Wolf in 13th. And Hoppers in 14th. So what you wish to know, what you have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, that championship table. I think it's a provisional one, but it'll have to do for us because there is no other. There is no other to work off, but they did say it's a provisional. Someone, Bain, said, is this after all the stewards' reports have been looked at? And Chris said, all standings are provisional at the moment. So this might change, but you won't know, will you? How will you know? You would have moved on to the next thing in your lives. Right then, so the championship finishes as this. Froxy Dev finishing at the top on 169 points, the champion. Second, Giaquila on 148 points. In third, Ayrton on 135. Ravy Davy came home in, finishes the championship in fourth on 130 points, with Matty Alder in fifth on 108 points. Then we've got Sai finishing in sixth on 104 points, Apex Wolf in seventh on 96 points, Footy finishing in eighth on 86 points. And I tell you, eighth's not bad because he had a bit of a tough season this season. Vane in ninth on 83 points. Reedy in 10th on 64 points, Staples in 11th on 62 points, Johnny in 12th on 56 points, Hoppers in 13th on 52 points, Nando Loris in 14th on 48 points, Ghost Pepper in 15th on 33 points, Carlsberg in 16th on 31 points, Swifty in 17th on 28 points, Racing Sim in 18th on 24 points, the Big Boat in 19th on 12 points, Hawkeye in 20th on 9 points, TH Dog in 21st on 4 points, then Taff in 22nd on 3 points, Bindit in 23rd on 3 points, and Jay Davies in 24th on 3 points. So that's how that championship ended. Right. I must say, I still do not know any information about next season's academy. Again, all I've heard is rumours that it's an... no, there's nothing in the series info in the chat. I can't see... So yeah, the rumours are it's going to be the MX-5, but I don't know for sure, and I don't know... when the next season starts. So we'll just have to watch this space for now, ladies and gentlemen, and see what comes up. But a huge thank you to Tyre Shredders, to Hoppers and Chris and everyone who races and everyone who watches. Janet and Apex Wolf always chatting in these streams. Carbon as well pops in from time to time. So a huge thank you to everyone involved. And I've enjoyed this season very much. I think the has been glorious to watch, and the action has been full-on exciting. So I look forward to the next incarnation of the Academy, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye out. There is a way that you can be notified when I stream and when you but you know, it's your choice. That's the world. The beauty of I watch The Matrix, and it's all about free choice. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't know what else to say. It always feels wrong because I'm never going to be using a Tyre Shredder thing again. So I feel like there should be some epic big speech at the end and about, you know, be good to your fellow human being and, you know, buy a big turkey for everyone. What things have I learned from TV? If free ghosts visit you, buy a big turkey for people. Don't hang around with crazy old doctors because they'll put you in a DeLorean and make you travel in time, so you don't want to do that. If you find a map in your attic, don't go looking for it. That's never good. Nothing good can happen from that with your mates because it's you get scared with the Fratelli family. What else have I learnt from life? I just feel like I need to tell you, you know, things you need to know. No, that's it. That's everything I've learned from life. Okay, Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.